Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 22nd to the 28th of May 2023. We begin the week coming out of the new moon at the end of Taurus and the sun moving into Gemini. And while there's no actual changes of planets and signs, anything big going on this week on the surface, we have got some undercurrents that we'll feel working away in the background. So at the new moon in Taurus and for a short while we've got Mars opposite Pluto. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius, going back into Capricorn on the 1st of June, and Mars is at the 1st degrees of Leo. So Mars is the earth masculine, Pluto the divine masculine. So we have with Mars where we take our soul force energy and direct it, our will, and then with Pluto that's more like the divine will. So tuning into this aspect will mean that we can observe where are we trying to push from a lower aspect, make things happen, ego, drive, doing things because we want them to happen, but maybe not coming from a bigger space, maybe not seeing the bigger cycle of time. And this can often be observed when we're setting intentions or making plans to not see the bigger picture and to try and force things through before their time. So Pluto's requiring us to listen to our deep inner voice, to take a bigger perspective and very much to look at where we're coming from. Is what we're pushing towards for our highest good, or is it coming from a lower space? To add to this mix, we've got Jupiter now in Taurus. And as I mentioned last week, Jupiter will be turning retrograde in September, covering exactly the same degrees as the recent Mercury retrograde. So that's going to expand whatever's been happening lately and hopefully guide us into a greater state of sovereignty and empowerment. But having a square at the moment this week to Pluto and Mars does feel like a bit of a power struggle, necessary breakthrough. So if we tune into our Taurian values and we embody our bigger selves, with Jupiter being our majesty, then this actually provides a really nice balance between that Mars and Pluto tug of war that's going on. So this is the main energy that permeates the week. And as I often say, where is this happening for you in your chart? This will be different for each of us according to which house it's happening in primarily, and then whether there's any natal planets involved. So for example, if we're looking for where are the beginning degrees of Taurus, where is Jupiter for us this week, where can we actually embody and achieve our personal breakthrough, then that would be very different if it's happening in your birth chart in the second house compared to say the ninth house. The second house would be all about you actually knowing your self-worth and finding your inner value. And the Mars-Pluto opposition would then be playing out across yourself and groups. This could actually even be masculine characters coming up to test your power or your disempowerment. Mars encouraging you to find your inner spark in the fifth house, creativity and the inner child, and Pluto challenging where you fit into the group. So that would be an example of having Taurus in the second house and where your value could be tested, but then you could break through by actually standing in your authentic power, knowing your worth, and then shining that to the world. So these are all happening in different places for us, and it's really worth having a look, just learning some basic astrology, your birth chart, and placing these current transits in it to see where you can really apply and make the most of these energies. We're not quite out of the water yet with the Mercury retrograde. We're in the last phase. So that's 15th of May to the 1st of June. We're in the direct phase, taking us all the way back to the beginning of April. Whatever came up there until the 20th was then revised, or some revision was needed, from the 21st of April to the 15th of May. And now we should start to see the rewards of our labour and the benefit of having made those inner adjustments. So do keep focus on your own personal Mercury retrograde story, because like I say, in September, Jupiter's going to come along and amplify that. And this is fundamental to what we're actually learning in these years to come, is that you'll attract to you what you're being. And Pluto's sending out frequencies, transmit and receive. If you don't like what you're receiving, then change on the inside, change your frequency. Jupiter's going to amplify whatever's in us in September. So it's our job to clean ourselves up on the inside and be integral, and that will depend whether the Jupiter retrograde will feel positive or challenging to you. So we might as well prepare for that now. Have a look back at the Mercury retrograde, see how we've changed, see what we're attracting, step into the power of knowing you're a transmitter-receiver, and your ultimate control in life is to be able to be responsible for your frequency and therefore create your reality. So we're heading into these very quantum, very metaphysical realms as we come out of the paradigm of feeling separate and having to battle, self-protect, push and try and control from the lower will. And now we're learning the real power has been inside us all along, and using the retrogrades, especially in our current astrology, we're shown what subtle but significant changes we can make in order to be our true selves and embrace our true soul mission that we came here to explore in this lifetime. So if you'd like to see where this is happening for you, I am available, zoehind7@gmail.com. Sessions are 1 hour and recorded MP3, including tarot, to really help you become and express your true self. So do contact me if you'd like to arrange a personal reading, have some astrology and tarot lessons, or even some coaching to root out any existing blocks and limitations. I post these videos on YouTube, zoeastro, Instagram, zoehind7, and Facebook, astrozo. So those are the horoscopes this week, and I'll see you next week.